Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Generational Wealth Builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we have a wonderful show lined up for you. We're talking about the power of affirmations and a positive mental attitude. We got a special guest in the building today. Kim Swartz Duerr will be sharing her thoughts on why it was necessary for her to put out her debut work, Bassett Beagle, named Bagle. We're going to talk to her about not only that, she's got a very special announcement she's going to be revealing for us today as well. So I need for you to do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and all your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you have a business, ladies and gentlemen, and you are trying to get your marketing in order, you want to optimize your online presence, you want to increase your lead flow and grow your revenue so that you can expand your operation and contribute more to the communities that you serve, that's what Local Biz Marketing Pros is all about. And we want to help you do just that. Go to localbizmarketingpros.com to learn more. Today, we're talking about the power of affirmations with Kim Swartz Duerr. She is the author of a wonderful work. Let me see if I can get the name of it right. It is Bassett Beagle named Bagle. We're going to be talking about positive mental attitude and affirmations and raising strong children. And she also has a very special announcement that she is going to debut right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So I need you to comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on. And if you got questions for Ms. Kim, make sure that you put those in the comments. Before we bring Kim out, we got a couple announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, YBK Day is going down at Harrisville University tomorrow. I'm super excited. We've got over 50 young entrepreneurs registered, and they're going to be having a marketplace from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. If you want to come out and support our babies, and that's the best way to do it. And if you have a young entrepreneur in your life, right, you can literally bring them and have them talk and connect with some other young entrepreneurs to see if entrepreneurship is a good fit for them. And talking about affirmations and raising strong children and positive mental attitudes, one of the benefits of working with Ariel and Young Biz Kids is these young people that she worked with, they get confidence. they really start to believe in themselves by producing their own products and having their own business. So make sure you guys come out to Harris Stowe tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, for those of you who are in business and you are looking to get better with your social media marketing, I just posted a link in the comments to our free event. It's a virtual event at noon Central Time today. We're going to be doing content marketing, and I'm going to show you guys over my shoulder how I batch my content, how I schedule content for the whole month. But I think time is only going to permit me to schedule for a week. But I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. So click on that link and go ahead and register for that event, because we actually stream live in the actual event. So once you RSVP, you'll get notification that we are live, and you guys get to look over my shoulder and see me do some social media marketing and how I batch content. And everybody that shows up will get some free resources and tools to help them do their social media even better. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to always remember this. Us social media influencers, us podcasters, us content creators, one of the ways that we feed our families through this craft is not only by selling our own products, but also by your support, right? We are fan, listener supported media. So one of the ways that you can support media right here on Facebook and also YouTube is by providing stars. So I'm gonna put the link in the comments so where you can go buy stars, and you'll see that there's a link, there's a button on this live stream that says, hey, give Cortez Hustle some stars. Well, yeah, you can do that, and then Facebook converts those stars into money, and they give it to me. So make sure you guys check that out, not only for me, but all of your favorite influencers. If they have their accounts monetized, you can do this for them as well. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I got a chance to see what this young lady was doing, and I thought she'd be a good fit for the Cortez Hustle Show. She's all about developing the right mental attitude in our children first and foremost, but also in adults as well. And she's creating works around doing just that. So I'm going to present to some and introduce to others, Miss Kim Swartz Duerr. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing?
I'm good. I wrote an affirmation book.
Nice. Well, we're going to get all into that. But before we do that, I like to start the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. And basically, I'm going to share a quote with you. Normally, as I'm doing my working out or I'm getting my morning prep, I'm listening to something positive in my ear, and something normally hits me, and I kind of jot that down and share it with the audience. So you can either comment on this quote, or if you have your own favorite quote that you like to share, you can share that as well. So today's quote is from one of my favorite, Mr. Jim Rohn. He says, success is not doing extraordinary things. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, right? So do you have thoughts on that quote, or do you want to share one of your own?
I mean, all these quotes, it's like if you really just study them and really break them down, you get so much more meaning out of them. I mean, there's millions of them that are great. The one that I included in my book, it's about kind of like creating yourself. So you become what you think about most of the time. Yeah. So, that's Brian Tracy. But, you can create yourself. So if you feel a certain way, then, you're just trying to create that for yourself.
Yeah. And keeping your mind on the right things is actually it's a real life challenge, right? Uh-oh.
That's Bagle.
We're bringing in another special guest today. Awesome. So success is not doing extraordinary things. It is when you do the fundamentals, when you do the basics, when you do the foundational things extraordinarily well, that leads to success. When you do those things consistently, when, like you said, think on the things that you want to be And the
Yeah.
more you think on those things, the more you become. So
And the
we
younger
got
you start, you
say it
know,
again.
the younger you start, there's so much more influence as you're growing up to hear those things.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So, Kim, I ask every guest that comes on the Cortez Hustle Show this one question, and I'm going to ask it to you to get the party started. And the question is this, my friend: who the heck are you?
Yeah. Well, I've had a journey. So, I mean, I am an author, a patent owner,
Mhm.
and I just have something great that I want to try to share to the world.
Mhm.
But, growing up, I was more of an introvert. So,
Mhm.
creating this and doing this has brought me to realize that, you can be whoever you want to be. You just have to
Mhm.
emulate and see in your mind, it's not rocket science. This has been around for a long time, and that's
Yeah,
what's so easy about Bagel. So
gotcha. I love it. I love it. So we wanna dive in. I'm definitely gonna talk about the book and the power and affirmations, and also that patent, right? And what was that process like? But we gotta like to get the background of our guests. So take us through young Kemp growing up. I kind of like to do elementary, early influences, high
yeah.
school, college, and into your first jobs and careers. So what was young Kim like? Where'd you grow up? And
Yes, my parents are still happily married, so we basically had the Beav it to Lever life,
Mhm.
where my mom was home, my dad worked. I have two sisters. I'm in the middle,
Nice.
but we had a good life. And then I went to Lindbergh High School.
Hmm.
Then I went into dental assisting, which
Okay.
was good. I would always describe myself as I'm very good at my job, but I have like social anxiety and stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I at least in my head, I at least knew that, well, I'm a good assistant, but
Mhm.
I'm not as
Yeah.
talkative as all the other girls and stuff.
Gotcha.
So for 30 years, I've been like, you know, making that in my head, like that's how I am.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the book came along later, um, and then just creating it and doing it, has brought me outside my comfort zone. And it
Sure.
also allows you to just be who you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, I mean, so
And I know that we're going to get into the book and all of that kind of stuff. But growing up, what kind of influences did you see around you that either helped you move through life as you call yourself a self-proclaimed introvert, right? What helped you um, get through high school and some of those things? When you think about someone being introverted and someone, because I'm a natural introvert myself, but having some social anxieties, and I know it's not easy to
yeah,
uh, you know go through high school where sometimes those are the
yeah.
most
I
cruel
was very lucky
years. Yeah.
because I was a swimmer.
Okay.
So we belonged to the YMCA, and that's when you went to Camp Lakewood and you would do
Hmm.
fun things. So as a childhood, I had so much fun all the time.
Nice.
We had fun. It
Gotcha.
was a happy home. I mean, totally Leave It to Beaver.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but yes, as you get into school, so that gets a little harder. But as an introvert, you only need like one or two good friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
if you have more than that, you're like overwhelmed by all the conversation and activity and stuff like that. So at least start
Hmm.
out that way if you're struggling when you're younger. But for me, being a swimmer, then into high school, I was the best on the team. I mean, I swam
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Gotcha.
So like my freshman year, so then you meet through friends through there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, me, high school could have been better if I had more confidence and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
at least it didn't hurt. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah. And having that one constant as swimming, something that you could look forward to, something that you knew you were good at, that
Yeah.
gave you confidence.
Yeah.
And then, of course, sharing that experience with teammates and bonding situations. I always like to encourage people to be, especially youngsters, to be involved in something that you can draw some passion and enthusiasm about, and usually that's enough to kind of get you through, to keep you busy. Like you said, you're swimming 3 or 4 hours a day, so you don't have time for a lot of other stuff. So I love that. Do you still swim?
I don't. It's
Okay.
I ended up having a surgery in my back later, but
Oh, gotcha.
swim. I mean, I'll swim if some, but I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm
You're
not
not
just going at
regularly.
it all the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, I understand that swimming is one of those exercises that you can do later in life,
Yeah.
and I'm a basketball player. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to play basketball, right? Because my knees and my back and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So you had this Leave It to Beaver lifestyle growing up. Mom stayed at home, took care of the house. Dad worked. Couple sisters, a couple siblings.
Yeah.
Did you ever move away from St. Louis at any point in time in life,
No,
or
my
you have
parents
just
still
always
live in
been
the
home?
same house. I was 6 months old and they bought that house. They still live in that house.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
But when I met my husband, we moved from St. Louis and we lived in Texas for a while, a short
Hmm.
time in Arkansas, and then we went to Michigan, and now we just came back another like almost a year ago. We came back to St. Louis.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So now we looked at how you grew up. What was life in the corporate world like for you? And then thinking about this book project, because you said this is kind of something that's been in your head for a while, but ultimately, recently, you were able to get it out. So,
Yeah.
how long had you been thinking about the power and affirmations, and putting together a work that can help other people understand that? And then how long did it take you to actually take the action to get it out there?
Yeah. So I got a late start. I mean, my level of confidence and how I feel about myself and whatever is only because I wrote the book.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I didn't start out like I mean, I was not as on as I am.
Hmm.
I'm creating myself. Is where I'm at right now. So
Gotcha.
the book started because my friend was pregnant with her fourth child when her husband died from a blood clot after a week after surgery.
Mm.
So she is pregnant with her fourth child, and her
Hmm.
husband literally died in front of her.
Mm.
So huge. I mean, they are amazing people. And I felt like I had to do something for, like, how can this happen and they're going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just started writing the book saying, I am just like my dad. I am kind. I am, and I'm just trying
Hmm.
to keep the kids on track and,
Hmm.
whatever dreams they have, don't let this break them.
Hmm.
So when I did that, I thought, well, everyone needs that, right?
Sure.
So then I created the picture book. So I kind of started backwards. I started with the grown-up section first,
Hmm.
and then I
Hmm.
created the picture book to bring it all together.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Man, that's so sorry to hear about that for your friend. I can't imagine um, that whole situation.
Yeah.
A, she loses a life partner. B, the kids lose their father.
Yeah.
C, one kid is going to be born
Mhm.
and never know their dad, right? Like in terms of never meeting them. Of course, they know the dad through the other
Yeah,
siblings and through
yeah,
moms, and
it's bad.
that's horrible. And you're right. Like, you need in that situation. I lost my dad when I was 11 years old, and I just remember having, my mom constantly have to reassure that, hey, it's going to be all right. We're going to figure out some
Right.
things, and so I can imagine what they need, and having it happen so suddenly, right? So, kudos to you for coming to the rescue and providing some encouragement and some words and thoughts. And
I mean,
helping them
it
kind of through
started
that.
out simple and then it was just kept growing. So it took a year for that process for me to put it together. And then it took almost another year for working with the illustrator.
Gotcha. All right, we're going to continue our conversation, get more into that book and the process, and we're going to also talk about a very special announcement that you want to share as well. So, but now is my favorite time of the show, Kim, where we do what I call 1 minute motivation. 1 minute motivation, if you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, is where we play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so, and then we ask you to comment your takeaway. And I'm going to give a couple of takeaways and ask Kim her thoughts on this video as well. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Courage, someone who has the courage no matter what to believe in something wholeheartedly and follow that with faith and courage to just go. And if I was able to do it, you can too. You know, but you need to start making that choice. You need to make that choice right now for yourself.
There are people who have lost their arms, lost their sight. There have been people that have been through the most horrific experiences in life, and they found a way to still be happy because they've made the decision that life is too short to suffer.
God will use the foolish things to confound the wise. God can use a man without arms and legs to be his hands and feet, to prove that it's not about Nick. It's not about his ability. It's not about him and his strength and how he speaks all around the world and uses his hands greatly as gestures and body language while he gets excited preaching. It's not about me. It's about Jesus. I didn't write my story. Jesus wrote my story. He knew me before the earth began. And I don't know about you, but yeah, it's good to have a job. It's good to have a relationship and get married and have kids. It's good to have that stuff. But until you find Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, there will be always something missing. You can't rely on you because you will fail you every single time.
I don't know about you, Kim, but that moves my spirit this morning. So I'll tell you, one of the reasons this is my favorite segment, especially when I have a guest on, is because we all just listen to the same clip, but chances are we all heard something very different. So what did you hear?
For me, I mean, everything that was said just reminds me of Bagle.
Mm-hmm.
So it just ends up proving that how much greatness there is in the book. So people have to believe in themselves, and that's the trick, you know. So that's what takes the courage. You have to make change to get change. So then you change your mind, the way you think, you keep positive, and that's, you know, a step on getting to that point.
Yeah, I love when it opened up, it said it takes courage to believe. And that is so true. And the evidence of belief is action, right? You can't say you truly believe a thing and not take any steps towards accomplishing that thing. Otherwise, you don't really believe it if you're not taking any action. And you took the action to write the book because of your belief that people need this. They need to know that they can transform themselves. He also said, talk about choosing to be happy, right? And that too is, there's power in that when you understand that everything has two sides. Every situation has a positive and a negative. How you frame that situation, that experience, and what you choose to focus on. You can choose on the negative aspects. That man has no arms and no legs, right? And he could choose to focus on what he can't do because he doesn't have arms and legs. But it looks like he chooses to focus on what he can do with what he has, and that's a choice that we all make. And there's so much more to life than our little bubbles, right? We kind of get in these little spaces and we kind of want to stay there. But when you understand that you are created for a purpose, divinely created, and that there's things that only you can do on this planet, that alone gives you confidence as well. So that is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by our good friends over at Young Biz Kids, celebrating YBK Day tomorrow. There'll be 50 young entrepreneurs at Harris Stowe doing a marketplace. So come out, spend some money at their vendor booths and talk to them about their businesses and help encourage these young folks to continue to press towards the mark. You want to give a kid some encouragement, you want to give them some confidence, then come talk to them about their business and show them that we believe in what they're doing. That's YBK Day 2022 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Harris Stowe University. So, Kim, we were talking about the need for people to believe in themselves, right? And you brought out the fact that the earlier it starts, the better, right? You had a home where your mom was home full time, and I'm sure she was able to love on you and be prepared for you guys when you came home from school and that kind of stuff. Talk about the difficulties that we are in this day and age, where in most households both parents are working, right? And where the kids get that
right
affirming word, the affection, when both mom and dad are pooped by the time the kids come home from school or they come home from work.
So the for Bagle, the young readers, it instills social emotional learning. So we know that can change the way the child learns and behaves, and social emotional learning. And so that starts out with 12, like real colorful picture book like that. So it is about your child saying, I am amazing. I can do great things. I am a good friend. I am a pleasure to be, and it's just the story of it. There's funny things in it. So I think it's important that kids read out loud. So when they hear the I ams, they're going to believe those more.
Yeah.
So.
And then as parents, this is something that a parent can take, what would you say, 5-10 minutes a day? Just kind of reinforce this stuff, bring the book out. Let's take a look at what Bagle has to say today about who you are, what you could do.
Yeah.
Right. Excuse me. So bringing this work together, how has it been received in terms of the feedback that you're getting from parents and kids who are going through the work?
Yeah, it's funny because I, of course, am at a level like 10, like this book, what it means to be, and etc. I've had people read it and they're like, oh, that's cute, or that they the world needs that, or what have you. But I've had parents that just looked at it and walked away from it, and I was like, oh, for $20, what are you doing? I just want to what are you doing?
Yeah.
But because the point that I want to make for myself, because I had to leave it to Beaver childhood, I didn't hear, I am proud of you. I felt loved. I knew I was loved. But even in my leave it to Beaver childhood, I still lacked self-confidence, and I was an introvert and what have you. So even parents because there is no perfect parent.
That's right.
So if for a little bit of money, you're going to reinsure that your child is like on their game. It's what you want. So I just think it belongs in every home.
Sure.
And the project is too big for me. So I have a way of getting it out there for the world. Gotcha.
And I think there's two things that has to happen from the parents to really embrace a work like this. They have to first understand and believe in the power of affirmations themselves.
Yeah.
I truly do. And I share this story with my listeners. there's a motivational speaker that I follow named Lisa Nichols, and she talked a lot about going through a deep depression, and she went to see a doctor, and the doctor was going to put her on some depression medication. And she was like, "Okay, doctor, I understand what depression is." And the doctor said, basically, you're feeling sad and you kind of don't control it. So they was going to put her on some medication. She said, "Well, allow me to try to address this problem on my own before I get on the medication. If I come back in 30 days and I am not better, I'll take all the medicine you prescribe." She goes home, and what she did was she used the power of affirmations, right? She had 3 main things that she affirmed every day to herself. She said, "I use the power of I am. I use the power of I am committed to." And she said, "I use the power of forgiveness." She said, every day I would tell myself I am and fill in the blank. Yeah. She said, every day I would tell myself or remind myself what I'm committed to. I'm committed to being great. I'm committed to improvement. I'm committed to increasing my health. I'm committed to self-awareness. And she said, every day I would tell myself, I forgive me for, and fill in the blanks. And if you don't have experience with something like that, transforming your life as an adult, sometimes you don't see the power in helping your children start on that journey early in life. Is that what you're finding as parents are not understanding the power and what this book can do?
I mean, they're parents who have a hard time saying "I love you" to their kids. They love their kids, but they have a hard time saying it. And in the book, it says, "Good night, I love you," you know?
Yeah.
So if the parent is reading that, they're just reading it, but eventually they're like, really, it'll make them feel good just to start saying that. And they might even say it when they're not reading the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So parents are definitely going to be affected by the words that are being read. But in the back of the book are 23 paragraphs of positivity. So the child grows into the book. So this is even a section where parents can journal, you know, so it's like a family book to just work through everything and make them the best you can be.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, because to your point, like I sit down, I have 5 sons, and I talk to them about this kind of stuff, and they're all grown. My youngest will be 21 in September. So they're all older now. But I found that as I was on my own journey of personal growth and self-development, it gave me the words to talk to them. And sometimes I literally would feel like I'm giving them a motivational speech, right? I'm like, I'm doing my best Jim Rohn impression on my kids. But if they don't feel that way, they just like, "Oh man, Dad is so smart." And I'm like, "No, I just heard Jim Rohn say that this morning. So I'm saying that to you." But to your point, that book will give parents the words to say, especially if they're not used to
it makes it
life
easy.
into their children.
It's easy. It's not even a lot of work. You know, it's an easy way to do it.
Yeah. And then growing into those things in the back of the book. So I love that as the child goes through those elementary years, those tough preteen years, right, getting into high school, they can have a supreme confidence based on this word.
No matter a child's circumstance or what their family dynamic is, you don't know everything that's going on in that kid's head. You know what I mean? So this is a way for them to work through things themselves, or it'll make them more open. You know, you work the book as any way you want. It's a family book, you know? So.
Yeah, I love that, because I have this theory as being a parent, and I was just sharing this with my wife. We are working on a family project ourselves, because I told my wife I had come to this realization that I don't know my young men. I know my kids.
Yeah.
And in fact, when I look at any of my oldest is 30, when I look at him at 30 years old, I see the kid that I raised. I
Right.
have no idea who this young man is
Right.
in front of me.
He is like at another level, and you have to see him for, like as an adult.
I have to see,
Yeah.
I have no idea who this dude is.
Yeah.
I know every time I look at him, I see the kid I raised. And now I have to figure out a way to get to know them as young men and young adults. And I think if we had a work like this that we worked through and we constantly had these talks and I watched them grow and evolve, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah.
So my man Mark Presswood says, hey, the daily 1% growth, powerful that many are missing out on. Yeah, just getting better a little bit every day is critical. And
even if Bagle helps you 10% or 20%, I mean, there's no harm in any of this, and it can only do good. So
absolutely. So you are also not only a published author and doing a great work in getting the message out as it relates to the power of affirmation, the power of personal growth, the power of positive mental attitude starting in our youth. And you created a tool to help parents facilitate this, but you also own a patent.
I do.
Talk to me about the patent and what is it, and what made you say as you created this thing, you know what, I need to patent this because this could transform the world, right?
Okay, so this is I'm a dental assistant, so I've lived in scrubs like for 30 something years.
Yeah. So
what I created is it's a uniform that when you wear it, it looks like you're wearing a scrub top with an undertee on. So it has the sleeves. The long sleeves are sewn into the shoulder of the jacket.
Nice.
So it's all connected. So it looks like you're wearing a scrub top undertee. But then when you're done working, you just take the whole thing off.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then, it's just a new option. You don't have to, if you don't like how it looks on you, you don't have to buy it, but it's just a new option. Because you can buy a scrub uniform with or without an undertee. You have the traditional jacket. You have the jackets that have the zipper. And then, you can get this one.
Gotcha. Because most people are, and they're working in scrubs, they just kind of throw that scrub on top of something else.
Yeah.
And I know that for medical reasons, dental facilities, hospitals, and clinics are cold all the time.
Right. You don't even know. Yeah.
Because I know it keeps germs down when you keep the temperatures in those buildings a little bit lower than normal. So that's pretty amazing. So as you were putting that together, what was the process like when you decided that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can apply for a patent on this? And what was that whole process and journey like?
Well, after 30 years of working, and I've been through the changes in the industry, but I just wanted, as a dental assistant, I wanted to have my arms covered.
Yeah.
That's like what I want. But I always like the look of the undertee or the scrub top.
Gotcha.
Then as a dental assistant, I'm not like taking off my uniform, So it was I just created a way to have both, like, cozy arms and the scrub top.
So you're still in your scrubs, but your arms are covered. So now it creates a different look without having to have on two garments, right? I love that. I love that. So Now let's talk about some of the big plans. We talked about affirmations for children and how important that is to gain confidence. Let's talk about Kim Swartz Duerr now and the what you're affirming for yourself as you are coming out of an introverted box, after you're coming out of being a dental assistant for 30 years. Now you're into this world of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do with these two works of art?
I want the book and the patent to like basically fund each other.
Okay.
And all of this is too big for me. I don't even like, I want to just have fun with Bagel and take her to schools and do stuff with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily want to give this patent to an existing uniform company. They're just going to get richer. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So my idea, with just as my idea, that I want to basically donate the patent to Washington University in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
They have a fashion department, so they would manufacture and help do that.
Mm-hmm.
We would figure out a way. I mean, all this, I don't know all the details, but we can figure it out.
Yeah.
But even Walgreens could help. Like, you get a new uniform every year. Like, let your employees choose if they want to get a seal blue with the blue plant. You know, that'll help fund things to get along. So I just want the patent and the book to work together.
You got you.
And all this would belong to WashU like that. And then it would just be for research and beautifying the community. I mean, it's stuff that they already do.
Yeah. I think I think you're onto something, Kim, because if you think about it, the patent can create a stream of revenue that says, hey, a percentage of the revenue from the manufacturing of the scrubs with the undersleeves built in can then go towards producing so many copies of the book that get donated to children's libraries and children's programs and build curriculums around you know, positive mental attitude.
You know, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And you shared with me some statistics on some of the billions of dollars that are being made in the industry of scrubs and uniforms and things of that nature. So I think that is a huge undertaking. And like you said, that's something that you can get some help with. So ladies and gentlemen, if you know anybody who's got some connections to some major influences that could help in this project. Oh, you got the St. Louis Cardinals in the as well.
Because if we made a jacket and sewing sleeves in there, like fans would buy that and go to the games. And
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, we could do so much.
Yeah, you could literally license the St. Louis Cardinals logo and the St. Louis Blues and all the sports teams, and basically make a scrub that represents your favorite team. So even while you're at work, because a lot of companies will do that, they allow you to wear your favorite team logos on certain days, game days and stuff, especially opening day here in St. Louis. Imagine opening day in St. Louis and all of the medical professionals have on a St. Louis scrub, birds on the back scrub. That's
and like all that money then that is made would go to making the book, and it just keeps circulating, and the book can get just out into the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about millions of dollars that there's no reason this book can't be in every home.
Exactly. And then have you thought about building curriculums around the book that you could potentially not only just have books, but also programs that parents and teachers can actually use, before school programs, after school programs, boys and girls clubs could teach a curriculum around the power of affirmations. Have you thought that? that far out?
I mean, I have done the book came out in February,
Mhm.
and I have busted my ass trying to get it noticed.
Mhm.
I took it to 2 elementary schools.
Mhm.
I went to several nonprofits trying to work out something to where, even if your employees want to buy the book and I can help, and I would put a portion aside.
Mhm.
I haven't made any money yet. I mean, I ordered 1,000 books,
Mhm.
and just in February, I've sold maybe half.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm ready for this thing to blow up.
Right.
This is too slow for me. This is too slow. But I need Warshoe behind me and
Yeah.
make this all happen.
Yeah, and I think you have two components. The WashU component can definitely donating the patent to them and building some sort of residual income, and that funds the book. But also, I think the book as a standalone, getting the right people behind the book
Right.
also can bring awareness to the
Yeah.
patent as well. Like you said, those two can go hand
Yeah,
in
they're
hand.
both a perfect business on their own. They don't even
Mhm.
need each other. It's just
Right.
better, even
Mhm.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is something that we all need as individuals, and every great business has a great cause that they contribute to. So thinking about those scrubs, and a portion of every sale goes towards building stronger, more confident children through the power of affirmation and Bagel. I think that, I mean, that's a match made in heaven, if you ask, if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
ask me. So outside of connections to organizations that can help move the book, what else do you think could help you move the needle in terms of getting this out into more and more people? You never know who might be listening, and
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I just want people to understand how big this really is.
Mhm.
Because I mean, we've been talking about St. Louis and stuff like that, but here when I lived in Michigan, this is the same thing. If you were to
Mhm.
just cut that and make a jacket, that is my patent.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
you're talking a lot. This is a lot of money, a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
and
can imagine. And
I
didn't
have
even.
a mission.
Mhm.
This jersey I made, and I had it sent to New York, and I told them to include it in the as part of the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You know,
love that.
think
I love that because not only the sports team, but the college thing,
yeah,
like if you think about it, everybody in the medical profession came from some school, and they would love to be able to represent their school on their scrub,
yeah.
right?
It's like the money is unbelievable, and it's all just going to go back towards you, back to St. Louis. It's
Hmm.
like St. Louis for St. Louis,
Gotcha.
and I don't
Yeah.
know where it's going. I'm not. This is. We're talking about $1 million in my head. This is what I believe,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't. That is part of what Bagel does to you. You
Yeah.
envision what you want, and I'm going
Hmm.
to do my part to make it happen.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
love that. I love that. So if you guys got any connections with any schools, any body that could use and any, I like some of these organizations need to buy 1,000 copies of this book to get into their hands of the people that they are serving. So if you guys have any connections for Kim, certainly let's connect on that. Kim, tell everybody how they can get the book.
I don't have enough books to even do that. I have like maybe 600 books left
Okay.
out of 1,000 that I put together. So what I need is some meetings with Warshoe. I want to show them my 600 books. I will give you my 600 books.
Mm-hmm.
You disperse them through the campus, etc. All the decision makers. Just look at this idea, and then we'll move forward or not. But that's what I need to start. So I don't have anything, virtually nothing available until I get somebody on board for me.
Got you. But if someone wanted the book, somebody's watching today and they wanted the book, they can go to the website and get the book, right?
I'll run out of them fast, but yeah.
Well, yeah, we can always order more, but certainly taking that meeting, one of the things that is helpful is appearances like this and continuing to spread the message of what it is that you're doing, because I truly believe in 6 degrees of separation, right? I believe that all of us can get to someone as high as the president with some people that we already know. Right. So we're going to speak into existence that you are going to meet the right folks who can put you in touch with the right folks over at WashU, or not only WashU, but as much as we love WashU, maybe WashU isn't the place. Maybe St. Louis U is the place. Maybe,
I'm just asking.
Yeah. So, but certainly getting the right backing behind a project like this to get the scrubs out, make the scrubs fund the production of the books, so that the books can be placed in the hands of the families without them having to come out of pocket. They can be placed in the hands of the organizations that are responsible for helping raise our children, like schools, like foster care, like Boys and Girls Clubs. I think this is huge. So tell everybody how they can follow you on social media. Are you on all of the social media platforms?
Yeah, I think I have 75 followers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I make just little videos, but my Instagram is Bassett Beagle named Bagel, just one word spelled out like that. And I'm just hoping that you guys are patient, because somehow, some way, I'm going to get this thing out there. I'm going to send a box to Oprah and have her forward them to her school in Africa.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. So I'm grabbing the Instagram link to put that in the comments as well. Make sure you guys follow Kim on Instagram. I'm dropping that link there as well. Tag her. Go to the website. She don't want to run out of books, but go to the website and buy the book, because every dollar helps. And follow her on Instagram. Like Mark says, think about FUBU and Brand by Damon John. Absolutely blew that entire brand up from the trunk of his car, his mother's living room. It's amazing opportunity. So thank you so much, Kim, for being here, being open, sharing your vision with us, and how you want to see the world a better place. And as they say, it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead, right? Sometimes we can't change these adults to thinking positive and using affirmations, but we can raise the children to think this way from the start. And that's going to create more confident, stronger children. And when you do that, that creates a better society for us all. Any final thoughts?
For me, I mean, just making that change in a child is going to make parenting easier, teaching in schools easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll change the child's attitude so they can focus on learning. And it's just so easy.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here today on the Cortez Hustle Show. We are listening to and learning from Kim Swartz Duerr, Bassett Beagle named Bagel is the Instagram handle. Also, the website, I put that link in the comments and in the show notes as well. So I appreciate you so much.
They get to go, they can learn about the book, but orders will be on hold, I'm sure.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you so much. Until we talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.